Mark Wahlberg's latest is something of a rarity, an R-rated religious film. Let's talk about Father Stu. Hey guys, Dan here. This is Dan Reviews It. Welcome to my spoiler-free review for the new film Father Stu. This is in theaters right now. You can catch it there. And like I mentioned up top, it's an R-rated religious movie. We don't see a whole lot of those. Passion of the Christ comes to mind, and that actually plays in a little bit because Mel Gibson is in this movie as well as Mark Wahlberg's father. So before we launch into the review, though, I do want to welcome you into Dan Reviews It. Thank you for finding this video and my channel. Please consider subscribing down below there. Would love to have you aboard as one of my subscribers as we are on the quest for 1,000 subs here before too long. So this is a biographical film. So Father Stu was a real person, Stuart Long, and Mark Wahlberg plays him. He is a boxer turned Catholic priest. And you can see that on the poster. You know, the top half is him holding the number sign as he's getting his mugshot. And then at the bottom, we see him in the pastor, the collar and all of that. So, the poster identifies pretty much the two sides of this person and what happens in the movie. So Mark Wahlberg certainly trying to stretch his acting chops lately. I just recently talked about a movie of his from the fall of last year called Joe Bell, which was another, like this one, a drama movie with sort of a different lean for what we're used to from Mark Wahlberg. Usually we see him as, more of an action guy. Most of his films do sort of indicate that. But look, he's been nominated for an Oscar before for a dramatic role. And, he certainly has his comedy chops as well. So the guy is very, very well-rounded. But I don't know if he's quite as respected of an actor as he wants to be. So this is something of a passion project for him. He, has always worn sort of his Catholicism on his sleeve. He's, very, very devout in that manner. And, I think that helped inform him of why he wanted to do this story. It is written and first-time directed by Rosalind Ross. And this is one of these movies that has a very, very different critical viewpoint as it does a audience viewpoint, at least according to Rotten Tomatoes. So the critics, somewhere in the mid-40s, and the audience, somewhere in the mid-90s. And look, I think a lot of religious movies are that way because we get kind of so few of them that when we do get one, I think, everybody that's sort of in that mindset rushes out to give it all these great accolades, even if it's not deserved. Usually when there's such a big swing between critics and audience, I am somewhere in the middle, but I have to say, I definitely side more with the critics on this one. There's several main flaws in this movie. Number one, so we mentioned Mel Gibson earlier. He plays Stuart's father, sort of an estranged relationship there. But I did not really think he was right for the role. I know him and Mark Wahlberg must have struck up a friendship from Daddy's Home 2. Maybe even before that, I don't know. Obviously, like I said, Mel Gibson made Passion of the Christ. So maybe, him and Mark Wahlberg, because of their faith, sort of were drawn together. But in any event, I didn't quite think he was right for the role. Jackie Weaver, who, I always love. Silver Linings Playbook is, I guess, where I first took notice of her, but she's been doing movies for years and years and years. She plays Stuart's mother, who is, very concerned about his health and, doing all these boxing matches and, look at how old you are. If you haven't made it already, you're not going to make it. And several things sort of make him shift gears in his life towards the religious aspect. But one of the other things I didn't quite think worked about this movie is the long ramp up to the decision to become a priest. I would say it doesn't happen for a good half of the movie, at least about 50 minutes to an hour in. And we get all of this background, all of this backstory on him, and his deadbeat father, and him trying to get close to this girl that he likes. But it's like, when we all sort of know where the story is going, just even based on the poster, I think we can get there a little bit quicker than an hour in. So I don't think that served the story very well. It was very sort of handled in a way that is like not really showing us a lot of the reasons why he's made this switch. We kind of get it, and again, we're not going to do spoilers, so I'm not going to say what caused him to sort of really be pushed in that way, but he has some issues doing so because he's lived a bit of a unique life that maybe the priesthood would not appreciate, and they kind of don't. But there's not a ton of back and forth there even. There's very little static. And then there's the matter of that R rating. I'm actually surprised that audience-wise it is doing so well because, working at a movie theater myself, I know we have a lot of customers who are of the more faith-based persuasion that won't even see R-rated movies because of the violence and the nudity and the gore and all that. So you have somebody, in the Mark Wahlberg character who is swearing all the time, and he's drinking, and he's, doing things that would certainly not be looked upon positively from a religious standpoint, and throwing it all in here. And okay, maybe it makes it more realistic, I'll give you that. But for me, I would think it might split the audience a little bit in giving them sort of mixed messages of, okay, well, this is what we want to strive to, but first, let's show you all of this, drinking and swearing, and this guy, doing what we would not consider, I think, to be pious. So it's a bit of a mixed bag for me, but like that movie Joe Bell with Mark Wahlberg, I do think its heart is sort of in the right place. I think it is trying to say something here. I'm not sure it ever quite reaches the mark. Wahlberg gives us a good performance like he did in Joe Bell. I do think he is adept at drama as well as he is with action or comedy. So his performance certainly is not the issue here. It's much more in the handling of the script and the directing. So I will sort of blame, Rosalind for some of those errors, because I do think when she's the writer and director, and all of the shortcomings sort of come from those two areas, plus maybe some miscasting with Mel Gibson. It's a little unfortunate, because I do think its heart is in the right place, but it just didn't gel as a movie for me. Father Stu's going to get a C-. All right, thank you for watching, and we'll see everybody next time on Dan Reviews It. Bye.